What's up everyone, my name is Vlad and I'm developer of the Mondo Create Free Chatbot. Mondo is a chatbot that creates and manages other smart customizable chatbots for free. And in this video I will try to cover main features that you will get out of the box if you decide to use Mondo for creating your own great chatbot. Okay, we will start with most important, that is chatbot brains. When you create bot in Telegram, bot Fodder or any other messaging platform, actually you are not creating a real bot as you might have thought. It's just account for your future bot. To get working bot, you need to connect that account to some backend. I call it chatbot brains. When you come up with idea of creating chatbot either for support, quizzer, frequently asked questions, advertising, learning, or just for fun, then you will see that there are basically two ways of doing that. First is learning some programming language and writing your bot brains from scratch. Second is using ready-to-use platforms which can give you head start of doing the same in couple clicks. Of course, second sounds easier, but most of these platforms are paid. But you know what? Mondo is free. Why? Because
this is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
And because I know that most of the people do not implement their great ideas around chatbot because it is too hard, too expensive, or even both. And I hope that Mondo will be able to help here and bring all that helpful chatbots in life. Whew, sounds like a confession. Where was I? Oh, okay, chatbot brains. Yes, just write to Telegram bot Mondo and create chatbot brains in couple steps. No registration, no hassle. There is separate video around that in my YouTube channel, so I will not stop on that much. For now, in Mondo, while creating the chatbot brains, you are connecting them to your Telegram bot account right away. In future, I plan to make it possible to connect same chatbot brains to multiple messaging platforms like Viber, Facebook Messenger, and so on. Chatbot description. First thing that people will see when opening your bot is bot picture and bot description. It is first impression about your bot, so make sure it is nice and clear. Description and picture are not depending on chatbot brains, it is totally Telegram stuff. So you need to go to Telegram bot Fodder to change it. Again, I won't stop on that much. There are many other videos that can explain how to change bot description and bot picture in Telegram bot Fodder. Welcome message. Once user opens chat and clicks start, your bot will send welcome message. Mondo gives default welcome message for all bots, but you can easily change it. So right now I click in start and see default welcome message. To change it, I need to go to the Mondo bot. So I select in Mondo bot and I need to press set. In here I press in train your bot, update intents, and I'm selecting on start. On start is one of the default intents that already present. It means the message or intent that goes right after the start. So I'm clicking on start and I see here there is no example and this is a one response that we already saw. So I click update response. Now I can either copy and change it or write brand new welcome message instead of the old one. Let's write new one. Let it be hello. What do you want me to do? Okay, and I'm press smile and send. You see, so now on start intent is updated with response hello, what do you want me to do? Okay, great. Let's check if it is working. Let me delete the Carlos bot so we can see that, so we can start from very beginning and see if the welcome message is changed now. Okay, deleting the chat. I'm finding for the Carlos bot test again, and right now when I'm pressing the start, I will see the new welcome message, so it means it's working. Also, there are some buttons attached to that on start, but we will look how to change them later in the video. Training. Irrelevant which way you choose for chatbot brains, major part of successful chatbot is training. Using Mondo right after creating chatbot brains, your bot is available in Telegram. On this step it will be pretty dumb, nevertheless it will have default welcome message that you can change later in Mondo bot, and it will be able to respond on some standard phrases like hello, what can you do, who are you? But let's say we want to add new intent and train our bot to respond with some kind of joke if user wants to see one. So for that we need to go to the Mondo. In here we need to select set and then train your bot. And then update intents. So in here there are already a couple default intents. We press in add new intent and we will call it joke. Intent joke created. So we add in data. So in here you can see we can rename, delete it, or add data in one language. Right now it is only English, so let's press English. So you can see here that intent has examples. This is like example what can user ask, and then responses. This is kind of response that will bot give. So we press update examples. Right now we need to put some examples on how user can ask for the joke. Okay, so we put the one example, tell me some joke. Then we put another example, do you know any jokes? And another example, make me laugh. And press send. So right now you see the intent joke has 3 examples, and it's time to add responses on that. Also we can add a couple of responses which will be selected randomly on each request. So first response would be some kind of a joke, and second would be like response that I'm not human. So okay, see here have 3 examples and 2 responses. Let's check if it is working like we want it to work. We will write to our bot, tell me a joke. So you see right now it is responded with joke. What if we write another joke? Okay, and one more time. Yes, so it is on each and request it selects like a random response from available responses. Good. So that's how we trained our bot to tell the jokes. In chat buttons. Sometimes you need user just to select some predefined options. For that, Mondo allows to add buttons along with bot response. Each button in Mondo is kind of a link to another intent. For example, let's train our bot to ask if user is happy and show 2 buttons along with that question. Yes, I'm happy and I'm in bad mood. For that we go to the Mondo, so we press train and create new intents. So remember, we need to create target intents, then attach buttons to them, and then attach that button to as many intents as we want. So first of all, let's create intent for I'm happy button. We already have a joke, so let's create intent for happy button. Let's call it happy intent. Okay, now let's add data for that. So we don't have examples, so we press update response right away. We need to say this is a great news. So we put the great news as response. Done. Now happy intent with response. This is a great news. Okay. Go back. And we need to create buttons. So we press new button, we write button name, yes I'm happy button, and we select in intent which should be opened by that button. So we select in happy intent, button created, great, here it is. And then we create another button for I'm in bad mood. So let's write the button name. Done. And let's select intent for that button. So when user press I'm in bad mood, it will be joke intent. Okay. So now we have two buttons. Let's create intent which will contain these two buttons. So we will create new intent with name survey. We will add data for that. We will add response first of all. And response will be like, for bot response it will be, are you happy? Yeah. And we attach two buttons for that response. Right now it is empty, but we press update buttons, assign button, and we selecting those two buttons that we just created, yes I'm happy, and I'm in bad mood. Okay, done. So you see there are one response and two buttons for intent survey. Let's write some examples. So when bot will hit that intent, we will write examples. So this is examples for the examples of the messages that user can write in order to hit survey intent. One of the examples for survey intent could be when user writes it is wrong answer or wrong way or bad idea. So if user write something in between these examples, then the bot will hit survey. Okay, let's then go to our bot to check if it is working as we want. So we write it is bad idea, and then we clearly see that this is survey because we got are you happy and two buttons. Let's try to press yes I'm happy, and then you see this is the great news intent that we created before. Let's try another and hit I'm in bad mood. So right now it is hitting joke and we got the joke from bot. Done. Connect operator. Sometimes bot is not able to answer some questions, and it is good practice to have some kind of a live chat options in your bot. You can easily allow user to connect you as operator in the chat if it is required. In this case, your bot will be kind of a proxy between user and you. You will see everything that user writes and answer on that in real time. When your bot have no answer, it asks user if he wants to connect operator. Let me show how it works. So we go to the Mondo, train your bot, update intents, and in here you can see that connect operator intent with the star at the beginning. This is default intent that you are not able to delete, that are present from beginning in the Mondo. So one of them is a default intent. This is intent which are shown to the user when there is no right intent, there is no right another intent. So you can see when there is no intent, it's just saying not sure I understand, or you can ask me differently. Of course you can update that responses if you want something else, but also that will open the connect operator button. So along with that intent, there is a connect operator button. You can delete that button, of course, and then your bot won't have this option. But by default, it is there. And in connect operator intent, we also have a response which just says user that right now operator will be connected. So default is connecting an operator will respond as soon as become available. Yeah, we can of course change that response as we want. Let me show how it works. For that we go to the Carlos test bot and ask something that bot doesn't know. For example, I want to buy a giraffe. And you see here that this is the default intent that we saw earlier and connect operator button. So right now when we press the connect operator, it just hits that connect operator intent saying that operator is going to be connected, and the bot resended all the history of that chat to us with the Mando bot. So you see, like, I want to connect operator, so I'm see the user and I see the chat history. I can open chat history and see all messages that user wrote to my bot. So you see there is I want to buy a giraffe, and then bot responded that there is no such message. Do you want to connect operator? You can see that bot tried to see what the intent it is, and it was equal score, like hi, survey, how are you, and joke. So that basically there is no right response. So that's why bot hit the default intent. And also this was detected like English, so I hit the connect operator and bot responded that I'm connecting operator. So right away here you can respond to that message and it will be redirected to user chat. So for example, I'm responding, what type of giraffe do you want? And this message is by Mando is redirected to user chat. So you see here the same message. So if user tries to write something again, as before, it will be redirected to Mando. So that's how you, as a bot owner, you can then continue to speak with the user through the bot as the operator. Deep link. Okay, so you set and trained your smart bot. That's great news. Now let others know about it. Don't miss a chance to leave a direct link to your bot anywhere. Let me show how that link should look like. So I would have direct link to my bot looking like this, where there are two parts actually. First one is a TME standard and the second part is a name of my bot. So I created the bot Carlos Robot Test Bot, so this link will lead to my bot directly. Also you can create a direct link to intent, so instead of the start message it will go to that intent. So the first part will be as a direct link and the second part would be $start, following by the name of the intent that you want to open right away by that link. When we clicked on that link, we will go to the Mando and we will see the same start, but instead of the starting message you see that we hit our survey intent that we was creating earlier in the video. So it is not on start message, not welcome message, but survey. This is kind of a direct link, deep link to special intent inside our Mando chatbot. It might be useful. Multi-languages. Actually, there are two types of multi-languages in the Mando bot. First, is the Mando itself supports couple languages. And the second, your bot will be able to detect or predict the user language. What I mean is from very start, Mando supports couple languages. So you can speak with Mando in different languages. And the second thing that you can set your bot to actually understand couple languages. So you go to the set bot language and then you can select languages. That selection will give you the option to add intense responses in a different language. So by default it is only English, but you can actually select others. We can open high intent and you can see, so right now we have intent in 2 languages like English and Russian. That's the one we already saw. So that's examples for the English and examples for the Russian. Of course, you can add as many languages as you want. Let me know if you want Mondo to support even more languages. Let's check now if our new bot is supporting Russian language. Okay, you created your bot, but does really someone use it? You can find out that in MondoBot by looking to some statistic of your bot usage. For that, as always, you need to go to the MondoBot, select Stat. In here you can see that you actually have one bot that we created earlier. Its status is online. Total intents or themes are 8, bot users only once, total messages that was written to your bot, and some kind of a statistic per day, so you can see how many messages your bot received during 1 day, 5 days and 50 days. Actually this is the same number because I just created the bot, but for you it should be something different. Also you can see the history. It means all the recent messages that your bot received. So by pressing the history command, you will get this text file where you can see the username and the message from user and then bot answer. Also here you can see intent score, so it means why bot selected one or another intent based on score. So for example, like here when I ask hi there, you see that this is the 7% of intent survey, how are you joke, and 78% of the hi. So both selected the high intent and responded with the actually one of the response from high intent. Other bunch of messages that your bot received. Yeah, from time to time it's useful to review those messages to see how your bot is doing actually. Debug mode. If you want to see all messages and responses from your bot in real time, then you can turn on debug mode. In that case, every time someone writes to your bot, Mondo chatbot will resend it to you. Let me show how it works. Again, we go to the Mondo, we go to the settings and press enable debug mode. We see that debug mode is enabled. Let's try how it works. So if someone writes to my bot, let's check that. So if someone writes to my bot, yeah, so bot responded with something, and in the same time that message was redirected to me in MondoBot. So I see that someone wrote to my bot responded with some kind of intent score with detected language, and yeah, actually I can monitor how bot is doing in the real time, or I can even respond to that message and that message will be redirected to the user. So let's try to respond. That is great. Oh, and yeah, as soon as I respond to that message, then bot will stop doing another answers, and now I will be connected as operator. This was covered in the previous steps in this video. I tried to cover today's existing measure functionality in Mondo, and it's already pretty a lot, but if people like Mondo, I definitely continue to improve it. Also, If you have some ideas about what other features are missing in Mondo or what could be done better, then let me know in the comments and maybe I will be able to add them in the nearest future. That's it for today. Time to code.